All right, well, we're here with head coach Wes Schroeder of the Olentangy Orange Pioneers. And I feel like a complete idiot because I called you Wes Schroeder for an entire season last year on like 3 or 4 different podcasts. And so I finally cleared up your last name, Schrader. So apologies, coach, but thanks again for joining our show, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And no
Uh,
worries. A common,
the,
very common. It's not a big deal to me.
yeah, that's just funny to me. But how's your off season been, man? How's the summer? You get to go on any vacations this summer? And obviously, you moved from Granville over to Olentangy Orange, so I'm sure that there's been a lot of, not necessarily turbulence, but just a lot. You're just very busy, with that and whatnot. How's your summer been?
It's been good. Yeah, we didn't go anywhere this summer too far. We stayed in the state. We went a couple places lakes wise, but yeah, it's been busy. There's no doubt. I forget starting over how difficult it is, and just you kind of have things going the way you want them. And then just start back from scratch. But our kids have done a great job of buying in and taking some tough coaching and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been busy. There's no doubt. It's better this time around. I took over Granville. It was right in the heart of COVID started 3 months ago.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I imagine this transmission transition has been so much smoother than it was 4 years ago, 5 years ago with Granville.
Yeah, there's obstacles both, um, but that was wild. Obviously the shortened season and everything, and just, I didn't get to see our kids, and we didn't have 7-on-7s. We didn't have team practices until August. We were in pods, and we had a scrimmage, for about 30 minutes, and we had games. So we've at least had some time to coach and install some stuff. Still a long way to go, but it's we're heading in the right direction and further along than we were, 5 years ago, 4 years ago at this point. So.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Now, I want to talk about kind of, I guess, the decision you made to move to Olentangy Orange because at Granville you were, I think, 38-8 over 4 years. You made the state semifinals in 2021. It's the most successful 4 year stretch in Granville's program history. But then this job opens up at Olentangy Orange after Zeb decides to step down and retire. So, what made it kind of the right time and I guess the right opportunity for you to leave Granville and move to the Pioneers?
Yeah, leaving Granville was not some people think it was an easy decision. I lived here. I drove to Granville every day I live, right off 23. So it was about a 45 minute drive every day. I kind of got used to it. So that wasn't as much, my wife and I looked at potentially moving over there and, for a variety of reasons, it didn't work out. This job did. Leaving those guys, I think leaving the kids was the hardest part because you get really close. You get really close with kids, and that was tough. But I know they're in good hands. I know they got a outstanding group coming back. I'm excited to follow them. I know Coach Hinton's going to do a great job, and some of my old guys on staff there still. And but it wasn't easy. But once you make the move, you just move on. You can't really look back. Once it's over, it's over, and you'll have those memories forever, and they're not going to go anywhere. But yeah, we had some success, but Granville, if you go back to the couple years previous, I was 38-8, but if you add in the 2 years previous to Coach Buttermore,
Right.
58-12. So I feel like it's going to continue on that. It's that program we believe, and I told him when I left, it wasn't a one man thing. It was a culture, and it's competitive excellence, and they'll continue it. I'm confident in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I want to talk about one of the guys on your team that I'm sure you're pretty excited about is your quarterback, Levi Davis. He's a junior this year, and I mean, he is just so unbelievably gifted. He's got a strong arm, but he makes so much happen with his feet, and he can extend plays, and he's really mobile. I mean, what do you like about what he's shown you so far this summer?
Yeah, and I think the best thing about Levi that I can say is he's a coach's dream. In the fact of obviously you can see the explosiveness and the athleticism, which I haven't seen in a game setting yet. So that's what I hear about, and I can see it on the track, and we haven't seen it yet, and I know it's going to be there. He throws the ball well, but I mean, coach's dream is in he's our obviously our best player, if not best, one of the whatever you want to say in that term as far as gifted. Um, but they follow him because he's such a good kid. He's a good human being. He takes coaching. He's always got a smile on his face. I can correct him, and he doesn't get in his feelings. He's always asking for more. He's always asking questions. Today he's like, hey, let's stay after and talk a little bit. He's a student of the game, and everybody sees the athleticism and all the other stuff, and he's picking up a whole new offense. So, he's grasping it really quick, and it's just the more he grasps, the more we can do, and the better we become. But yeah, as good as the player as I like the person, even better probably.
Yeah, of course. Now, obviously, you haven't seen him in person in real game action, like you said, yet. But obviously, like he can do so many spectacular things on the field. But are there situations in practice where you maybe try to get him to not rely so much on the spectacular and extend plays and hold on to the ball too long and just make the quick and easy decision, take something underneath if it's there, and just make the easy throws and maybe obviously you want him to do spectacular things, but maybe not rely on it as much and not put himself in harm's way?
Yeah, he's a smart kid. He knows if he's going to play quarterback, he's got to throw the ball from the pocket, and he will. But and when situations dictate, he's going to use his feet, and there'll be some designs of that, and he'll do what he needs. But no, I'm confident that that he'll throw the ball well from the pocket on time and in the right windows, and take chances when they're there, and take care of the ball. I feel like we'll see some improvements, and I'm confident in that. So I guess time will tell. But I think he knows he got to get the ball. But if he wants to play quarterback and he wants to continue to play at the next level, which he will, he'll play at a very high level. He's got to throw from the pocket some, and he will. And I think he'll do a good job of that.
Now, I think what's pretty cool about you accepting this job here is you get to coach your nephew Treyton Schroeder on the other side of the ball, and obviously he might be, if he's not the best, he's one of the best corners in the OCC. He just makes so many plays defensively, gets his hands on a lot of footballs, and just has good ball skills. I mean, along with him, who are some other guys on defense that you've seen so far in camp this summer that just really stand out to you, for the Pioneers this year?
Yeah, there's a lot, and it's definitely a unique situation. Coaching my nephew, I've been with him since birth. He stayed at my house in the summers. We've been really close. It's a really interesting dynamic I haven't experienced. So, but he's a good kid. He's cut from the same cloth as Levi, where they're just going to take coaching. But we have a lot of guys like that. That's not just those two. We got a team full of those guys. There's tons of guys. Obviously, we got Connor Stevens. We get those guys returning. Caden Arsalan, who played some last year up front. Slack. And then we got a bunch of D linemen. I can't even. There's like 7, 8 of them that we're trying to figure out right now. Going through that. Brady Jacobs has done really well for us. Other guys just filling spots. We're trying to figure all that out. We got to see. We have. We anybody can look good in t-shirt shorts. We're gonna start banging here a little bit, and we'll start to see who they are. But some of those guys I mentioned, they have varsity reps, so we know they can do it on a Friday night. They've proven it in the past, and we have other guys, chomping at the bit to try to, make a name for themselves as well.
What are you most looking forward to with this OCC schedule? Because I look at it and, Justin Buttermore and the Upper Arlington Golden Bears are on it, it's such a cool story because you took over from him at Granville. So there's that connection there. And he's probably the best defensive mind in the entire state of Ohio. So I look at that matchup and that's exciting to me. But when you look at it, what are some matchups that you're really looking forward to this season?
It's, I don't know if looking forward to is the right word.
That's fair enough.
Our schedule changes drastically. I'm not naive to the fact that I was at Olentangy Liberty for a couple of years, so we played a very difficult schedule, and we do now. We add Westerville North. We lose Northmont and a couple of those other schools, in Newark, and we had Gahanna Lincoln, and we had Westerville North and Marysville. But it's interesting. The ones we're looking forward to, I'm looking forward to them all. Every game is, when I first talked to Zeb, he's like, it reminds you of the NFL because every game is going to be a one possession game, or it's going to feel that way. It's going to come down to one or two things, and he's right. Where the margin for error is so small. Personally, Liberty is going to be interesting for me. John Sainsbury, their head coach, is a friend of mine. Going against them is going to be interesting. Obviously, the connection with Justin. I don't know Justin as well, but we know each other, just through taking over. And then just all, any interdistrict games are fun. And then, obviously, the whole league. Bradley's coming off a Final Four run,
Yeah.
Coffin's coming off a regional final run. Gahanna was in the state semis 2 years ago. So every one of them is going to be interesting in their own way. We're just hoping we can stay healthy through that and get to week 11 and play our best ball.
Yeah, well, and you got a lot of guys returning. I mean, you guys are going to have a good squad, and you guys are going to have something to say this year, I think. But I'm really looking forward to watching it, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your evening to join us on a podcast. And it's always fun talking to you, and thanks for making time for me. So,
But yeah, I think I'm going to ask about the offensive guys because Will Musgrove will be on defense. Cohen Weaver, but Cohen's going to be an offensive guy. Cohen Weaver's going to be an offensive guy. Terrence Thomas is going to be an offensive guy. So there's a lot of weapons we do. We're fortunate, but the thing is, a lot of people have players' backs, not just us. And we're
right.
growing through a new system and figuring a lot of stuff out right now. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate
definitely.
it. And I look forward to seeing you guys this year.